Welcome to Let's Talk Evolution, the podcast where real life experiences meets the complexities of today's tech industry. Each episode, we dive into a specific topic with thought leaders who know the systems, the structures, and the nuances that drive the industry. This series is all about unpacking the inner workings of tech and learning from the people who understand it best. I'm Danelle from Evolution Recruitment Solutions, and today I am your host. Today, we're zeroing in on a challenge that many leaders are facing right now, and that's how do you take the first steps with AI confidently, strategically, and without wasting time or credibility? To help us answer that, we're joined by someone who has been working at the intersection of strategy, partnership, and AI transformation, Patrick Tang, VP of Global Strategic Partnerships at Beyondsoft. Patrick works closely with leadership teams across industries to shape AI adoption strategies, build meaningful cross-sector partnerships, and guide organizations through the complex journey of digital transformation. With a strong focus on AI readiness, he offers a practical work frames to help businesses align technology initiatives with real-world priorities. Great to have you on this show, Patrick. Before we dive in, great to have you. Yeah, thanks for your time. Could you please tell listeners a little bit more about your background?
I think that's a great opener. I think you've already introduced me well enough. So I'm left with nothing else to talk about myself. But I've been in the tech and telco industry for more than 26 years. And currently I'm at Beyondsoft, being the VP of Global Strategic Partnerships, handling high-tech projects, particularly in the TMT space, tech, media, and telco. So we are a consulting and engineering, IT engineering services company. And we have with a global presence, being a 30-year-old company. And we deal with all sorts of industry. And we have built AI systems, platforms for healthcare, manufacturing, so on and so forth. Whatever you can think of, we are there. Right, being an IT, let's say, turnkey solutions provider.
All right, thanks for that, Patrick. I think excited to hear what kind of diverse advice you have for us on this episode. So let's just dive right into the big question, which is number one. How can companies actually assess their AI readiness? Can you walk us through the stages you typically see when surveying this?
Sure. I think based on, there's a lot of research, like MIT, AI Singapore, and big consulting firms, even at Beyondsoft ourselves. So there's a pretty solid framework that helps companies understand where they actually stand with AI. So think of it like a 4-stage maturity model, kind of like leveling up in the game that's been tested with thousands of companies worldwide. So first stage would be experiment and prepare. So right now, globally, about 28% of companies are in stage 1. They are just getting their feet wet, learning what AI even means, training their people, trying out small AI projects, usually internal projects, figuring out where AI might help. Usually, they are waiting around for vendors to show them cool stuff. The big focus would be to build AI literacy and setting up some basic rules so everybody's on the same page within the organization. So stage 2 will be building pilots and capabilities. This is where about a third of the companies land. They are moving beyond small tests and actually running pilots that deliver value. For example, Guardian Life ran an AI pilot that cuts down underwriting document review by 5 hours a day. And that's pretty neat, right? They start breaking down data silos and setting metrics to track success. But the tricky part would be moving from a command control way of working to a more collaborative coaching culture, because not everybody is well versed with AI, which is super important for AI to really work. And let's move on to stage 3, industrialize AI throughout the enterprise. So here, roughly about 31% of global companies are scaling AI across its organization. They build strong architectures, create dashboards so data is transparent, easy to understand. Again, data is the most important piece of the puzzle, because garbage in, garbage out, so they say, right? So you need to clean the data, you need to have structured data as well, and you need to develop an internal culture of test and learn. right? So they have also customized AI models based on their own data and needs. A key insight from MIT is trying to jam AI into overly complicated processes only make things harder. So they focus on simplifying and automating smartly. So the last
Mhm.
stage, which stage 4, will be AI future ready. How do you get there? So only 7% of the global companies are at this stage. These are the pioneers, right? So AI is embedded in every decision that they make. They develop their own AI models, launch AI services to other businesses, and expertly blend humans and AI tools across the board, from Gen AI to robotic automation. Okay, so
Hmm.
yeah, so that is the 4 stages. So let me just recap again. We have to look at data readiness, your technical infrastructure, your organizational readiness, strategic alignment, your governance and ethics, and also your financial readiness. Is there enough budget? And also, do you have clear ROI expectations?
Hmm. Just for my own interest, is your demographics of companies, are they like MNCs, are they like startups, or is it just a wide range across the global region?
So there are actually SMB, so basically small and medium enterprises. So if I look
Mm-hmm.
at a recent survey done by Microsoft, so that was done in November last year. So they actually interviewed or surveyed more than 3,000 SMBs worldwide, right? So they actually broke it down into 5 states, right? Exploring, planning, implementing, scaling, and realizing, helping companies know where to focus. So the stats that I mentioned earlier on are actually a combination of research from MIT, Microsoft, AI Singapore, so on and so forth. Yeah.
I see, I see. Okay, yeah. So bring us to the next question, right? So once a company understands what stage you're at, right, what are the first practical steps that you take moving forward?
Okay. So here's where strategy hits the road. And honestly, this is where a lot of AI projects either make it or break it. So let me break it down with some solid research and practical steps. First of all, at a recent event organized by Reuters, we talked about leadership is everything, right? Research says that companies that nail AI have CEOs or C-level executives that are deeply involved, not doing the tech stuff themselves, but championing the vision. The C-level suite should need to be the front and center to get the right investment and drive the culture internally. So you need to start with a clear AI strategy, know what problem AI will solve for your organization, and not just copy and paste. All right, there's no sure win formula. Otherwise, you'll end up chasing shiny objects and wasting time and money. So you'll just be burning money. All right. So here's a quick, let's say, 3 pillar priority framework for the first few months. Let's say for the first month, you can look at building strategic foundation, define your AI vision, get leadership buy-in, set up governance team. This is very important. You need legal, IT, HR, and if you have a ethics team as well to be involved that agree on success matrix upfront. It needs to be a cross-functional structure, right? So from the second month to the third, you need to build up focus on your data and infrastructure. As I mentioned earlier on, data is the key puzzle in your AI platform and strategy. So focus on cleaning your data, assessing gaps, investing in APIs to connect your systems, and beefing up security, online
Mm.
security. That's what I meant. And then also from the third month onwards, you also need to in parallel, look at people and culture. Start AI training programs. Be honest about job phobia or job fears, because people do worry. That's part of human nature. Build cross-team AI champions. Roll out change management, emphasizing AI as a helper, not a replacer. So you mentioned about do's and don'ts, right? So let's talk about do's. So start small, pick measurable wins like automating reports or follow-ups. Treat AI like a continuous journey. Monitor, get feedback, update policies. Make sure AI fits with your existing systems smoothly. Align AI with your business goals and keep employees in the loop. A bi-directional communication is always the key to success. And what about don'ts, right? Don't rush into something just because your competitors are doing it. Half of the companies admit they jump into Gen AI without any preparation. And this is a really bad idea, right? And don't ignore your culture, your organizational culture. People resistance kills projects, especially AI projects, all right? Don't start with messy data or overly complex processes. That's a recipe for failure. I'll give you an example. A huge US fashion apparel company, which I was talking to, um, they actually have more than 12 different brands, and their data, internal data, is so messy, whereby they are still using Excel spreadsheet to do demand forecast analytics. And
A lot of
they are
companies are there too.
That's true. So it's very difficult to start with messy data. They really
Mhm.
need to start to do data annotation, clean up the data, and this will take months for sure, no doubt about it, especially for a multi-billion-dollar company, right? So right now we are helping them to clean up the data, which is a start, all right, and just to avoid failure, most important, and don't get dazzled by the tech hype. Right, there's a lot of hype. Focus on your business objective and its outcomes. Right, that's very important. Just remember, people still matter most. The best companies build people architecture, combining with AI. So networks of AI champions who understand the business and can push AI or tech forward naturally. You need things to evolve naturally and track the progress from day one with metrics like time saved, cost reductions, improved productivity, revenue impact, and employee satisfaction. Yeah.
Interestingly, you said that. I think maybe 90% of people on my podcast so far have said the exact same thing, right? Don't jump into the hype just because you see everyone doing it. I think that's the main advice that we've got out of the last couple of podcasts. Yeah, and I think very very great that you shared this. I think it's super informative and also very structured the way you answered it. Which brings me to my third question. Just now you also mentioned, don't build fear around AI, but more of train your staff on AI practices, right? So kind of looking at individuals within this organization as AI adoption accelerates and roles continue to evolve, how can people stay more relevant and continue to contribute meaningfully, especially as skill sets begin to shift?
Yeah, I think this is huge and honestly one of the most important questions out there.
Mhm.
Here's the gist. AI isn't replacing humans. However, it's replacing humans who don't work with AI. Right, that's my take. Right, it's very important to understand this. If we refuse to work with AI, and AI is already here, it will not go away. It will replace humans who don't want or do not want to work with AI. All right. The World Economic Forum says that about 44% of workforce skills will shift in 3 years by 2028. So for every 85 million roles lost to automation, 97 million new ones that makes human and AI skills will pop up. Right. Microsoft found 76% of workers feel that they need AI skills to stay competitive. And 79% say that AI skills will open up new opportunities. Plus, people with AI skills tend to get promoted faster. And that's very true. It's evident in Beyondsoft as well. Right. In fact, this Friday, we're going to run a AI innovative workshop internally. All right. So we need to walk the talk. So we're actually going to train our internal employees on how to use AI more efficiently. Right. So here's a simple 3-tier skill plan. Tier 1 will be AI literacy. You don't have to know how to code, but learn what AI can and cannot do. Get comfy with tools like ChatGPT or Microsoft Copilot or whichever AI tool that you're using. Practice good prompting. Prompting is very important because the substance that you use in prompting will actually derive the output, whether it's of high quality or not. And always stay curious about AI in your field. So tier 2, human skills. So AI struggles with empathy, creativity, complex judgment, and adaptability. This will be your superpower. All right, so human superpower. So work on emotional intelligence, problem solving, strategic thinking, and also being flexible. Right, again, AI is pretty rigid. Of course, it also depends on the prompt that you input. So the final tier 3, will be AI augmented specialization. Become the go-to expert in your organization on how AI works in your domain, whether that's healthcare, finance, manufacturing, or creative industries. Right? Learn AI ethics, lead hybrid human AI teams, and spot where AI adds the most value. Right? Since you're in the organization, you'll be in the best place to identify how to use technologies, for example, AI, to achieve your business objectives. So, a quick action plan is like, in the next month, you can figure out what AI could do in your role, try some tools, identify your strongest human skills, and over 3 to 6 months, take AI courses. There are tons of free AI courses offered by Microsoft, AWS, and also MIT as well, right? In fact, I was just taking some AI courses just last week from Microsoft and AWS. And then practice applying AI at work, sharpen soft skills in 6 to 18 months. Aim to be the AI champion in your organization, lead projects, learn AI governance. So again, different industries will need different focus areas. Right? You will know best since you are the expert in your industry. Knowledge workers lean into research and content creation. Healthcare pros will combine AI diagnostic with patient care. Financial folks focus on data analytics and compliance. Creative will use AI as a spark, but not a replacement. Okay, and a quick heads up, lots of folks worry about AI. Over half, worldwide, worry about their job being replaced. But those who are actually using AI says that it helps them save time, be more productive, be more creative, and enjoy work more. This is about my personal experience. I find that the effective use of AI actually helps improve my productivity by a huge amount. But think of it like this. You're not fighting AI, you're learning how to dance with it, all right? Learn how to dance with AI, okay? Even if you have 2 left feet. So the future belongs to those who combine human creativity and judgment with AI's power. Yeah.
Oh, I completely 100% agree with you on this question's answer. Out of curiosity, is your training for your company, is it segmented into different functions, or is everyone learning the same things in the same tools?
Okay, so at the beginning, since we're also building AI platforms and solutions for our customers, we have adopted this methodology whereby we need to empower all employees to have a basic foundational level in using AI. That's the key thing. So this is phase 1. All right. And then our company, we're using Microsoft Copilot. We're teaching them how to use Copilot effectively or efficiently. Or I would call it effective, efficient. So that's important. All right. Because many people, they will just type a one sentence like, I want to know about, let's say, GTM in Singapore.
Yeah.
What kind of prompt is that, right? You really need to give in the more details, talk about who you're addressing, who you're preparing the information for, and what is the purpose of you doing this research, things like that. It's so important. What kind of format you want it to be presented, in a table format, in bullet form, or like a research report. All these need to be carefully crafted in your prompt. So the first step is understand what AI can do, and also learn how to do prompting more efficiently. And then you can look at the results, the output. Yeah. So that's what we're trying to do here for phase 1. So phase 2, then it will be, of course, to the different department or different functions. HR is doing something that can do something for onboarding, for example. Personally, I've already developed and using AI, the Google Notebook LM, which is very, very cool in my opinion. I built it for onboarding for my new team members, whereby they can learn in the shortest possible time. In terms of corporate culture, in terms of technical capabilities, in terms of partnership and alliances, so on and so forth. So yeah, it is really, really cool if you use it well.
I mean, that's amazing that your company is, I guess, really training your staff. I think a lot of people talk the talk, but they don't really walk the walk. So it's good to hear someone is actually, I guess, upskilling their staff. But all in all, I think thank you so much for sharing. I think it was a super insightful conversation. I think what really stood out is how practical your advice is. I think from accessing AI readiness to identifying early priorities and even how individuals should stay engaged as the technology continues to evolve. So I think for all of you guys turning in, if this episode sparks new ideas or give you a better understanding of what it takes to get started with AI, be sure to follow so you don't miss out on our upcoming conversations. And of course, thank you so much, Patrick, for sharing. I'm Danielle from Evolution Recruitment Solutions, and this has been Let's Talk Evolution. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.